What's up, people? We're back with another video. Where to begin, I don't even know. What used to be my man cave is slowly turning into a pet store. I guess I'll start with the first donated tank that was given to me by the girl in Mayport. I actually got this 55 donated to me from a lady in Georgia, but I had to take the fish out of it and put them in the 35 because I've had it set up for a while. It was already established. I actually have my first community tank. It's pretty nice, you know what I mean? They all get along. Nobody hurts each other. It's different. You come in and fish aren't missing anymore. I'm not wasting money, which I didn't pay for these ones. I really appreciate them. I've never had gourmets, and there's actually loaches in there and Mickey Mouses, and I actually put a barsher in there that I got on Black Friday that I haven't seen again. I don't know where he's at. I'm sure he's in there in one of the ornaments. And yesterday I went to a guy who lived about an hour away in Georgia, or something. No, I can't remember where it was, but we got two peacocks. It actually turned out pretty beautiful that's in here. One's right here on the other side of this. See him right there? He is a male and he is beautiful. He just took off. I don't know when. There's actually another male peacock in there right there. This one right here is a male, definitely. He has pretty blue all on him. The guy actually had about 210 gallons in his garage. I tried to shoot a YouTube video, but the guy said no, he wanted to restock before he let me do one. But he actually had a lot of different kinds of fish. He had more than the pet stores. He didn't have no aggressive fish, just all nice community fish. He had some peacocks. He had some actually that I haven't seen in over 20 years. I'm going to go back to his house. I've seen about 5 fish that I got to have. And this right here, you can finally see my bumblebee. That's my bumblebee right there. This is my eclipse. That's my bumblebee right there. I've had him for a long time. That might be as big as the bumblebees will get. And I had to take all my fish out of my 180. I don't know what happened. I came in here one morning. I noticed one of my fish gone. It was one of my peacocks. And actually what happened was I dropped 3 new peacocks in here that me and Romeo purchased on Black Friday. You can see them. We're going to shoot, we did a video on it. And the 3 peacocks were gone the next day. And I was like, okay, they were kind of small. Maybe they didn't just make it. But then the next day, one of my big peacocks was gone. And then the next day, another one of my peacocks was gone. So I took every ornament out of my 180. I mean, every ornament. And I couldn't find no skeletons, no nothing. And nothing in there was big enough to eat them all. So I couldn't figure out what was going on. So what I actually did was take everything out of the 180 and put them in the 55. I'm going to take my red tail and my shovel nose out of my 120 and put them in the 180 and make my 120 a peacock tank. Because since all my fish basically disappeared one by one in this thing, I stripped it totally down. It's kind of cloudy. I haven't put no filters in it yet. There's 3 clown loaches in there, actually. They're still in there because I couldn't catch them. I actually even drained the water halfway down. Them little things, I think they're the fastest fish I've ever seen in my life. You'll wear yourself out trying to catch them in this thing. So I chlorine killed it, put some extra bacteria in there for them and everything. I got plenty of stuff to keep them going. And I got to get them out of there, but good luck on that. And I've actually had my hands full. This, I guess we'll drop it down a row. I got me a Asian water monitor. And he's doing awesome. I got him for a deal, and I've always wanted one. He's eating great for me. I got his temp up. I've been watching all the nerd videos on snakes and everything. He's very helpful. I'm keeping his temperature up. I got his digester rock. I had a substrate in there, but I've actually seen him eat substrate when they're eating, so I took all of it out. I'm even ordering some carpet for it. I know they say don't use the carpet, but I'd much rather wash the carpet or just throw it away and buy a new carpet than use substrate because I don't want any blockage in their system or dying on me because it looks better just to have some substrate in there. So I actually took almost all of it out, just left a little bit in there to help clean up the pee or poop or anything, make it a little easier. This little guy right there, I don't know if he's going to come out. This is... He's not going to come out. That is a leopard gecko in there. He is hiding. He was given to me for free. Oh, he's going to peekaboo here in a minute. Here he comes. He's coming out slowly. There he is. Yeah, little fella. I actually got him for free on Craigslist. I had to do a nice another hour drive for him, but he was way worth it. He's so cute, that little booger, man. I went and got him. I haven't had reptiles in a while, but I've been wanting some, you know what I mean? I used to have 4 pit bulls, so I had my hands full for years with them, but actually 3 of them passed away. So I've had a lot more time on my hands. If anybody has dogs, you know what I mean. But so I started with the leopard gecko, and he got me started. Then I had to go get this guy. I seen him on Black Friday. We did a short on him when we picked him up. He was real skinny when I got him. He was the last one they had, but he was only $30. So I figured I'd give it a shot. He didn't eat for a week. He got really skinny. I was putting crickets in his face, mealworms in his face. He would not eat. I actually went back to the pet store after work and was like, if he don't eat today, I'm going to bring him back because I don't want him dying in my hands because I don't want to cry over some damn lizard that I just bought. And so I bought some crickets. I calcium powdered them. I brought him home that day, and he tore them up. He ate every one of them, man. It's like he knew I was going to give up on him or something, and I really didn't want to. So I went back up to the pet store. I gave him the thumbs up that I'm keeping him. Everything went great. He's been eating good. I stick my hand in there now. He knows it's feeding time. He responds. He's super cool, man. Up here, right above, I actually have my Pac-Man frog in quarantine. He had an eye infection. His eye swelled up real bad. I used to pick him up with a net instead of my hands because people say don't pick him up with your hands. And he flipped over in the net. And I think his eye got caught in the net because there's little holes in the net. And his eye swelled up so bad that it looked like it was going to pop. So I went to the vet and they gave me eye drops. And the eye drops made it worse. It didn't make it any better. So I quit using the eye drops after about 2 weeks. I didn't see any improvement. So I figured I have turtles. I know respiratory and eye infections do better with carrot bath. So I figured he's a frog. He takes in stuff through his skin. I give him a carrot bath. And man, you could tell the difference within a week. His eyes started going down. It was such a major improvement. I was calciuming him up his food. And the carrot bath worked. I haven't seen any videos on YouTube on how to take care of a Pac-Man frog without taking him to the vet. And if your Pac-Man frog gets an infection, a respiratory or eye infection, I recommend a carrot bath. Shred carrots in the blender till it becomes a complete whip and just soak them in it for about 30 minutes. Take them out, and I actually left him in water about a half inch of water in his tank and changed it every day. For I'd say about 2 months I've done this. This is the first time I've let him dry out. I put him in a little bit of substrate, and I'm trying to let him dry out because I've been flushing him and flushing him and flushing him, trying to make sure there's nothing wrong with him. He's actually doing better. He's still eating like a champ. He ate his first rat the other day. This right here is, I just got him this weekend. And I love ball pythons, but as you can see, this one's a special one. I can't remember the name right now. He is a pastel ball python is exactly what he is. And very beautiful, very beautiful. He's not a hatchling, just a little bit older, but instead of being brown and black, he is orange and yellow. He is beautiful. I mean, he is awesome. I wasn't planning on getting one, but when I seen the colors on that little guy, I didn't even know what to say. And this little guy, he was another one that I got for real cheap. I thought he was bigger when I went to go get him. They definitely shot a close-up of him. And I've been wanting a true yellow Pac-Man frog so I could have me a real Pac-Man frog. So what I've done with this guy, because I've actually had bad luck with babies, I've put sponges all in the bottom so that he can't drown. Play extra precautions. I put sponges all in the bottom so I can put water in it and keep him up. I actually have a beta heater in there underneath the sponges so it stays warm in there for him. I have a thermometer in there to make sure, and I don't want to put no substrate in there because if he eats substrate at that young of an age, he's done. Once they get bigger like my other one, they're pretty much unstoppable. But when they're babies like that, you can kill them in a dime. And when you drop $30 or $40, he's actually a true lemon lime with no markings. And the cheapest I've seen one is for $160. But I got him for the low. So I really don't want him to die, man. And they're so fragile that I got him in a special own little setup. I've been going ham, man. I've just really been going ham. I actually have some more tanks in the other room that I'm going to show. But I'm just really excited. I've had plenty of time. I don't know what happened with my African cichlid tank, though. Really upsets me. But as I said on my last video, I've been wanting to go peacock. Yeah, because there's some beautiful peacocks out there. And I'm going to put my shovel nose and my red tail in here with a couple other fish. And I'm going to, in my living room, I'm going to make that my peacock tank. That way everyone that comes over can see my pretty little fish. You know what I mean? A lot of people ain't into just catfish. I'm going to keep them in what used to be my man cave, but slowly turning into a pet store. I just can't stop. It keeps me happy. I can't wait to buy crickets when I get off work and come home and feed my little buddy. He's happy to see me when I come in. You know, this little guy comes running out. My fish all swarm when I come home. I pray to God my water Asian monitor does great. I want to see him get huge. I've been trying to handle him a little bit. I'm trying not to scare him too much because I've only had him for a couple weeks. I'm slowly touching him and talking to him and getting to know him. He's doing great. He's eating excellent for me. I keep his rock at about 90. I have a thermometer that I put in every tank as I set him up and wait and make sure that, you know, all the temperatures are right. I YouTube my butt off just making sure about every animal because if, as you see, I help y'all, y'all help me. That's how we're supposed to do. We got to stick together, you know what I'm saying? And there's my red tail. He's doing great. I did a 50% water change on this yesterday just to tidy up and everything. I actually put my red devil back in here because I know he cannot mess with my red tail no more. My red tail's eating tilapia fillets as big as him. My Oscars ain't too happy about it. They've been going to war a little bit. If they keep warring, I'm going to end up taking him back out. I'm thinking about putting these guys with my shovel nose and my red tail on the other side. That way everybody will be happy because you can see at first they were hitting him and now he's reversed it and he's hitting them. So, but I don't think any death. As you can see, water's out of the tank. They've been splashing everything. They're doing good. I've been tidying up, keeping everything good. That's my little community tank when I want to get nice and happy. I look at that one. For some reason, it just makes me happy. I actually have another donation that I'm going to take you to, but that's my little peacock. I can't wait for them to get big. I really can't. That low trier is pretty awesome. The lady who gave me this tank in Georgia, she really loved her fish. She said that she just got 2 more dogs, so she didn't have time for fish. And I said I understood because I used to have 4 dogs. Oh, I just got wet. Oh, yeah, they're splashing water today, folks. That's why I recommend if anyone gets a big tank, use PVC for your stand on the top. Because if you use wood, it's going to swell up, man. It's constantly getting wet, and there ain't no leak. It's just these guys splash water everywhere. They get my TV wet over there half the time. I'm waiting for it to get fried one day. But I'm going to take you in the living room to my special little fellas, and I'll be right back. Bye. Alright, these guys right here are my African clawed frogs. They were donated to me by the lady when I got the 55. She asked me if I like frogs, and I said, actually, I love frogs. So she went up there and brought down this tank with 1 African clawed frog in it. And I had him, and a couple weeks later on Craigslist, I seen an ad for 2 free African clawed frogs, which was like an hour drive, but I did it for the little fellas because she actually had them in a jar. with no pump, no air filter, no nothing. And I knew I'd take better care of them than she would. And this guy was lonely. He was in there. He hasn't messed with any of them. And if you can see in the plant, Romeo, if you can spot him out, at the guy's house I was at yesterday, he had the parrot and black convict mixes. But these are blue ones. They have blue in them. I've never seen the blue ones. I've seen the parrot mix several times. But look, if you can, and the big one that actually has an orange in it on the tail, he's right behind the rock. But he has orange in his tail and blue that I actually got him. He sold them to me for $2 a piece. I was like, bet. I'm going to set them up a little bigger tank. But I got them in here for now because I know they'll live in about anything. I've had black convicts before, and they're unstoppable. Man, they look good in there, but I'm going to set them up. All my turtles over here are doing great. Everybody's getting better. My little my red belly side neck turtle, I've been taking him out and giving him carrot bass every day. That little fella right here, he was hiding so much that he wouldn't eat when everybody else was eating. So I had to take him out and put him in his own little tank and feed him separately for a while until he got stronger. And I gave him carrot bass every week to up him up. Gave him a little calcium turtle, all that, calcium supplements, and he's actually gotten way stronger. He's eating with everybody. That makes me real happy. Everybody's growing. I got my UV lights all hooked up, my filter. I had to take all the duckweed out and everything out because of my little red belly side neck. He would just hide instead of eat. And I had to actually take some of the hide stuff out so he would get used to everyone. Yeah, that's Romeo's. Yeah, you've seen that. That's the ones I'm going to put in the 180. I've got them in here. They're doing great in the 120. But as you can see, I've only had them a few months, and they'll outgrow this tank so fast. So I don't recommend anybody getting one for a 55-gallon or anything because it won't be a matter of 3-4 months, and it'll be too big for the tank. Down below in my quarantine tank, I actually have a flower horn. My first flower horn. He actually has a little bit of stress on his fins. He's getting better. I've been sitting there in quarantine, not putting him with no one else. His forehead hasn't humped up yet, but he's very beautiful. He has all the little markings, and you can still see his fins they're gotten way better. I put some medication in there for him, and he's doing great. I can't wait for him to get big. He's my first flower horn. I know he's one of the fish you can't put no other fish with, so I got to leave him in his own little tank forever, but he's so pretty that I have a feeling he's going to be way worth it. Well, people, I still got a lot more stuff to talk about and a lot more stuff to do, and I hope y'all tune in for the ride. It was good seeing you guys. Stay tuned. Please like, please subscribe. I'm going to keep doing this with or without y'all. I just want you to take a ride with me. All right, Pete. Late.